all love a good hypothetical situation. So today we're going to be discussing some of Reddit's most thought-provoking hypothetical scenarios and making our own judgments on them. And when I say making our own judgments on them, I mean I'm going to make my own judgments on them. You're not the one in this video, oh, it's me. It's me. I'm doing the judging. 70k a year for a guy to watch you sleep. Do I need to read the rest? No, I'm all right. I'm all right. You know what? I'm fine. I enjoy my sleep. I don't need a guy. I mean, I guess you get used to it, but I don't need a guy there watching me sleep. I don't need that. A rich guy enjoys watching people sleep. To be fair, they have been into Stranger Things, haven't they? He offers to pay you a $70,000 annual salary to watch you sleep every night. He is a harmless guy and has no hidden motives that will negatively affect you. I mean, look, I wouldn't exactly describe someone who wants to watch you sleep as hard. No one who has ever wanted to watch someone sleep has ever been harmless. And look, I know, like, you know, like relationships and stuff. It's, you know, that's normal. Like a stranger watch you sleep. There's always a hidden motive there. I don't care what you say in this hypothetical scenario, there will be hidden motives. And to be frank, I don't care if there are hidden motives. I'm not having someone watch me. He just finds it relaxing to watch you sleep. He insists on watching you fall asleep and wake up. There's no deal you can make where he only enters your room after you've fallen asleep and leaves before you wake up. That's so horrible. That's so horrible. My days. Imagine waking up and there's just a guy there staring at you because he finds it calming. You can have any you can have any kind of relationship with him you want. You can make some pleasant small talk just before bed and right when you wake up, or you can ask that he be basically a fly on the wall and try to never interact with you. I don't know what's weirder. I feel as though him just silently being there is weirder than you going, oh, you know, weather was nice today. Like, it's weirder if he was just silently there, like whenever you go to sleep and wake up. If you accept you cannot terminate the deal for at least 5 years, fuck that. Absolutely fuck that. Are you taking it? No! No, I'm not taking it. Time freezes for 10 years, but you get $10 billion. Time will only freeze for everything else, not you. You are able to unfreeze things you will need, such as food and drinks, and objects the same size as or smaller than you. That's interesting. You will also need to sleep. You won't age, and when everything unfreezes, no one will notice anything besides the things you interacted with. The $10 billion will be deposited into your bank account the second time unfreezes. I'm going to say no, because that'll just be... Imagine being alone for 10 years. That fucking sucks. I know, like, you know, you could say the juice is worth the squeeze in this scenario, but honestly, like, there is no way you... I mean, there are ways you can spend 10 billion, but no, like meaningful ways you can spend $10 billion. And, like, just being alone on Earth for 10 years, just wandering the plane. You don't even get a car because it's bigger than you. A car's bigger than you. You don't get to use a car. You can't get a train anywhere. You will literally have to walk everywhere for 10 years. 10 years is a long time. No, I you know what, I enjoy... I know it says you won't age, and, you know, so basically you get those years back, but, like, no, I would go insane. There'd be no... Like, if time froze for 10 years and then I got $10 billion, I'd buy missiles. Like, I'd do some insane shit. Like... There's no way that after the 10 years of being alone on Earth with everything frozen in time and I have to fucking walk everywhere, that I'm spending it on anything good. So no, I wouldn't do that. $100,000 a year for life, but water is the only liquid you can drink. You can only drink water, nothing else. Every year you accomplish this, $100,000 tax-free will be deposited into your bank account. You have to complete an entire year to receive the money. You can quit at any time. What's the downside to that? If you can quit, if you really fancy a Pepsi Max, you can just quit the challenge. You know, that Pepsi Max will cost you $100,000 a year, but still, it could be worth it. The rules: sparkling water and flavored water are not allowed. Only tap water and bottled water. You are allowed to add salt to the water because certain brands of bottled water do add salt for taste. Yeah, and I don't think it's for taste, though. Who goes, I just fancy a nice salty water. It's to make you more dehydrated. It's not for taste. Exceptions are made for any medicine that you have to drink. Exceptions will also be made if you are under doctor's orders to drink certain liquids, such as protein drinks or weight gainer drinks. Ice pops and frozen drinks are not allowed. Oh man, I won't be able to get my Tango Ice Blasts. If you drink anything else, you will get... What? If you drink anything else, you'll get violently ill from... Oh, that's not nice. I thought... I mean, you can quit the challenge at any time, but I thought it would just be like a, you know, no strings attached type thing. Edit 1, soup is allowed because it's food. Edit 2, fruits are allowed because they are foods that just happen to have water and juice in them. Right, but if I blend the fruit and make a nice smoothie, or I press the fruits and make a nice juice, does that void the challenge? Will I get violently ill? I tell you what, yeah, I would take this, but yeah, a lot of, like, sometimes you just do be craving a Pepsi Max. This ain't a paid ad for Pepsi Max. It could be I can replace that with Fanta, Coca-Cola, whatever. Sometimes you just do be craving a drink like that. But I feel as though just drinking water would make my life a lot healthier. So yeah, I would take this one. 100k annual base salary to play a single video game of your choice. You are offered a $100,000 yearly salary to play any video game of your choice. It's a standard 40 hours a week. No overtime. You can set your own schedule. You receive healthcare benefits and perks like a typical Fortune 500 company. Holidays are off, right? So you don't get holiday. But I guess if you're playing the video game, you can just like take it on holiday with you. But then again, you're working out. And look, I know this sounds like a sweet deal. You get to play video games for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and make 100k. And I was about to say a downside there, but the downside, the downside's really little in comparison to the amount of money you get. Like, it would make the game not fun. Like, if you're playing a video game as a job for 8 hours a day, it's just not fun anymore. Like, speak to any FIFA YouTuber. Do they enjoy playing FIFA? Probably fucking not. But yeah, I'm sure it beats working in, like, Primark or something, and you get paid about 4 times more. Mate, I don't know if any of you can hear this, but, like, for the whole day, there has been, like, these little aeroplanes going over my house, and as they get louder, I'm just terrified they're going to crash into my roof. Like, why are there so many planes overhead? Not like big ones. They're like the little 2-seater ones that look like they're made of wood or something. They're so fucking loud. I swear to God, I've seen or heard about 20 of them today. There are safeguards in place. You can't just log in and spin in circles. You actually have to play the game. Playing means engaging with it as designed. For example, in GTA, you could drive around in free mode all day, and that would count. You're also assigned a manager. You'll go through quarterly performance reviews, and the first 90 days are probationary. Toxic behavior like griefing, harassment, or exploiting bugs can lead to corrective action. Okay, boring information about pay structure. Don't fucking care. Oh, you get 2 to 3 weeks of paid vacation. Cool, I guess. Blah, blah, blah. In short, this is a 6-figure full-time job as a professional gamer employee. You get all the structure and benefits of a corporate. Tell you what, I actually know someone who did this for Rockstar for a while. Like, they were a game tester at Rockstar. Apparently a lot less fun than it sounds. Like, he just had to sit there for like 8 hours a day playing like Red Dead Redemption 2, like, before it came out. Which sounds great until you're doing that for like 2 years and just trying to find bugs. But your work is simply playing the video game of your choice. What game would you choose and why? It's got to be RuneScape, I think. It's just that game you could play for like 10 years and like always find something new. But the thing is, like, most games, you are not going to be able to get 8 hours a day of meaningful, like, game time out of. I feel as though with a game like RuneScape, you will, I would say Minecraft, but Minecraft would get dead. The Minecraft gets dead boring after about, like, 10 to 20 hours, in my opinion, at least. What other games are there that, like, you can really sink, like, years into? I don't know. A supermarket simulator. I don't know. Would I take this? I think if I wasn't doing YouTube, I mean, like, a lot of my job is very similar to this, except I don't work 8 hours a day and there's another fucking plane! Except I don't play a singular video game for 8 hours a day, and instead I just, like, record videos for, like, 1 to 2 hours a day. So I wouldn't take this, because my job at the moment is more fun than this, I think. But if I was in my old job of, like, washing dishes and stuff, yes, I would take this in a heartbeat. There's another one! What the fuck is going on? It's nearly 9 o'clock in the evening. Why are there so many, like, biplanes going on? What is going on? You get offered 100k a year and only work 2 days a year. Do you take it? Your job is to climb up a 2,000-foot radio tower with a harness that has 2 clips and change the light bulb every 6 months. I mean, this is an actual job, I think. I think it's an actual job. And look, if I was trained to do this, like, if I had the, you know, the grip strength to do that, and I had the lack of a fear of heights, I would do this. However, whenever I go bouldering, which I haven't been to in about 2 years, but, you know, whenever I go to bouldering, I get scared when I get to the top of the wall, and that's like 10 feet high. Actually, no, it's probably about 20 feet high, but still, I don't think I could climb up a 2,000-foot radio tower without being a little bit scared. So I'm going to say, in my current state, even though it's a little bit of work for a lot of money, I would be absolutely shitting myself, and I would be dreading the next time I have to climb up the radio tower, so no. There you go. You're turned into a rock and thrown to the bottom of the ocean for 1 year. If you accept, you get $100 million. Absolutely not. What? Nah, that's terrible. That's terrible. Nothing else to explain. Once you accept, you're instantly transformed into a rock and dropped to the bottom of the deep sea. Man, do you know how like insane I go? Like, I said I would go insane if I spent 10 years on Earth alone, and, you know, I'd have my brain intact. I'd be able to go and, like, do shit. If I was a rock thrown to the bottom of the ocean, no, like that No, I would go clinically insane. Absolutely not. There'd be no point in me having the $100 million. I'd be admitted to an asylum. You're like a soul trapped in a rock. That's like the scariest sounding thing ever. You can still see and hear. Your consciousness and thoughts remain intact, but you cannot move. You just sit there all alone in the silent darkness of the vast ocean for 1 year. No, awful. How long would you go without showering for 50k per day? Okay, I'm adding this for clarification at the top because some people don't get this part of the hypothetical. You only get paid at the end when you decide to take a shower. You do not get paid the 50k every day. You're offered by a man to go without showering for as long as you like, where you receive 50k per day. Example, you don't need to give me an example. Like, I know how that works. Give me an example. What do you mean an example? Yes, I know how that works. I know how maths works. And days. I know how days work. Blah, blah, blah. He's just explaining this very, very long. All right, you can use deodorant and fragrance products. Okay, I mean, look, listen, I'm a man who is very conscious of his scent. And I genuinely don't think that I am a smelly boy. I don't think I have like a bad natural odor. However, I do like to shower. Anyway, let's read a little bit. It's based on comments I've read. If you swim already, you can continue doing that. Oh no, yeah, but like after you get out of like a swimming pool or the sea, you want to get in the shower. I want to get in the shower more than like being in a swimming pool doesn't wash you. Yeah, well, you smell of chlorine. No. Maybe after like day 10, like that'll make me feel a bit better, but no. All right, how long will I go? Thing is, right, I could just like lock myself inside. It would be shameful. It would be shameful, but if I told everyone that I was getting paid 50 grand a day to do it, it's really a question of how much money would I need to like live a comfortable life and like the life I want. I need to think. So $1 million would be 20 days. Tell you what, I probably... So $3 million would be about like 3 months, 60 days. I do that. I do 2 months, get $3 million banked. Like, it would be grim. It would be fucking grim. But like, my life would basically be sorted for being a bit smelly for 2 months. Trapped in a bookstore for $2 million cash. If you agree, you wake up tomorrow morning in an average size Barnes & Noble. How big is that? I'm guessing it's about the same size as like a Waterstones. I think Barnes & Noble is like their Waterstones. I think they're literally owned by the same people or something. No, it was I think the CEO of Barnes & Noble was the ex-CEO of Waterstones or something like that. I don't know. For us Brits, let's just replace that with Waterstones. Time is magically frozen and you are alone until you read all the books in the store. Sorry, this is the worst. What do you mean? Do you know how many books are in a fucking bookshop? For $2 million? No! I'll be in there for about 1,000 years. 1,000 years work for $2 million. I'm gonna have to read some absolute shite as well. It's not all gonna be like good. Most books are terrible. Like they are. Most books are dreadful. You are in a magic state where you don't age. When complete, you resume your life as normal, but with the cash. You cannot be harmed, die of sickness, or anything medical during your stay. You are welcome to take as long as you want, but if you accept, you cannot back out until it is complete. Repeats of books don't count. Well, that's good. I wouldn't want to read, like, I don't know, 50 copies of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. They get a bit boring. If they have 100 copies of The Hobbit, you only have to read one of them. I guess I kind of assumed that. Books must be read fully front to back. No skimming through. Must be read attentively. For food, you can eat or drink anything. The Starbucks... What? Anything the Starbucks in the stores? What? So I'm going to be stuck there for 1,000 years. I'm going to have to eat Starbucks' mediocre food. I'm going to have to eat fucking ham and cheese paninis for 1,000 years. Free of charge, and it is always stocked with whatever you want. Oh, so as long as it's on the normal menu. Oh, that's good. Because, you know, the food on there is normally really good and gourmet and nutritious. You can also use all items in store for entertainment outside of the books. For example, Legos, puzzle, music, movies, etc. You have to keep track of what has been read. If there's one thing you have missed, it's on you to find it. The minute you read the last word on the last page, you wake up in the exact same place you went to sleep after accepting with $2 million in cash in your bank account tax-free. Do you accept? No! What? No! How many books? Like, okay, I'm going to look up how many different titles are in the average Waterstones. 30,000. According to Wikipedia, the average Waterstones branch sells a range of approximately 30,000 individual books. That's insane. That's what I have to read 30,000 books for $2 million in cash. How much is that per book? Obviously, some of them are going to be like kids' books that are like 8 pages long and all pictures. But then you're going to get stuff that's like the Count of Monte Cristo, which is like, I don't know, like 1,300 pages or something ridiculous. Right, you're getting £66 per book you read, which sounds like an all right deal. However, most books are going to take you probably at least a day or two to read, and you're going to be stuck there. It's not going to be a pleasurable experience. I know, like, the idea of getting paid £66 for to read a book sounds like a good idea, but maybe when you're on the 1253rd book, it would sound a lot less appealing. No, what an absolutely dreadful idea. $1 million for every foot you lick for the next year. A genie makes you an offer. Exactly 1 year from today, you will receive $1 million for every foot you lick, but there are some stipulations. The money will be tax-free because it's a genie that can make it happen. 1, you cannot tell anyone why you are doing it. All you can say to explain is, I just like to lick feet. 2, the same person cannot count twice, and only 1 foot counts, so $1 million per person. Only 3, they must be human, alive, and conscious, okay? 4, you may not compensate them for allowing you to lick their feet. What's your plan? Right, I reckon you just gotta be bold and confident. You gotta drop some game on the huzz at the beach. You just gotta go up to them and go, look, can I lick your feet? And I think if you go up to like 50 people at the beach, and this is just a... It sounds like I'm giving instructions on how to do this. But I reckon if you go up to like 50 people on a beach on a hot summer's day, everyone's going to give vibes. They'll be like, he's fucking weird. Yeah, go on then. Or someone might be into it. You do that. Say you speak to like, I don't know, 200 people in a day. 4 of them let you lick their feet. That's $4 million a day. Right, let's do the maths. Because obviously people aren't having beach days all year round. But however... You know, it is summer somewhere. You know, I fly to Australia, get a little bit of the foot licking action. So 4 million times 365 is $1.5 billion. I would probably stop a fair bit before then because I would just have absolutely no need for this amount of money. Call me unambitious, but what the fuck am I going to do with $1.5 billion? See, I don't know. I'll probably stop after like 3 months of doing that, and then I don't know, just buy a really, really big house. A genie offers you $50 million US. However, it admits that every cent came from other people's bank accounts. Do you take it? I mean, that's typically how it works. Like, if you have money in your bank account, it has likely come from someone else's bank account. A genie appears before you and offers you $50 million USD. The money will be deposited into your bank account tax-free, perfectly legit. However, the genie tells you that he took the money from other people's bank accounts using the following method. He picks a random bank account, magically absorbs its value, effectively wipes out the entire balance, then moves on to the next one. He repeats until he reaches $50 million. No, so basically what you're saying is, would you like to commit major financial fraud against people without the consequences of legal action? No, I'm all right. Like, would you effectively ruin the lives of countless people in order to get, like, probably more money than you'll ever spend? Nah, I'm good. I don't need that. Like, call me unambitious. I don't care. Like, in my opinion, you only really need so much money until it basically becomes, like, almost pointless. Like, but I think basically once you have about, like, I don't know, like 10 million quid, like, that's basically about as good a life as you can live. Like, the difference between having, I don't know, like 10 million quid in your bank account and 100 million, like, the lifestyle difference is, like, fucking minimal. Like, you might have, I don't know, like 5 Lamborghinis instead of 1. And it's just like, what do you need all that for? I don't know. And I know I said 10 million quid there as if it's like a nominal amount of money. I know it's not, but it's just like, you know what I mean? Once you have like kind of like a certain level of wealth, like your life kind of just stops improving. I mean, I'm not there. I'm nowhere near there. But to me, it just doesn't make, I'm rambling. You are offered $500,000 a year to alter your sleep schedule. As the title suggests, you're offered $500,000 a year or your local equivalent to alter your schedule, but in a unique way. Instead of getting 8 hours of sleep a day, you can stay up for 2 days straight, but then must effectively go into a coma for a day. 2 days on, 1 day off. Okay. You are still considered alive, but nothing short of a nuclear explosion will wake you up. Okay, there are some danger concerns there, I'd have thought. You are given warnings that you're about to black out 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 10 minutes, and 1 minute beforehand. Then at 0, you fall asleep wherever you are. Would you take it? I don't know. It sounds kind of lit just being awake for 2 days and not being knackered. I don't know. You would miss out on a lot, and it would like affect your life in a really bad way. And like, obviously you wouldn't need to work. You'd be making $500,000 a year. But like, there are things in your life that you want to do that you just wouldn't be able to do because you're like, oh fuck, I need to go into a coma now. Sorry. This one's a really difficult one because it would undoubtedly change your life in a negative way. But would the money counterbalance that? I don't know. For me, if I'm thinking about it like this and I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm just going to say no. I'm going to say no, personally. $3 million for 1 week, but you have to live as a chimp at an enclosure somewhere before receiving the money. Do you accept? Yeah? What? I'd do that for free. A week as a chimp? I don't care if I'm in an enclosure. I'll be a chimp for it. That'll be sick. Sorry. Basically, you'll occupy the body of a chimp at an enclosure somewhere while your body just stays comatose throughout. Once 7 days elapse, you return to your body and receive the money. Yeah! Being a chimp would be much safer in an enclosure than in the wild, but you still would have to avoid getting in chimp fights and stuff. I can do that. I've got a human brain. I know how to avoid fights better than a chimp does. By the way, if you die as a chimp, you die for good, so best to avoid... Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm going to be dying. I don't plan on dying as a chimp. You will have the guarantee you be a healthy chimp that's not at the top or the bottom of the hierarchy. You will be male, though. Right, yeah, well, you're fine. Yes, 100%. What is I don't see the downside to that, unless, like, I don't know, in the small chance you get killed in a chimp fight. But whenever you ever heard of that happening at a zoo, and someone's going to be like, I'm actually in 2009 in San Francisco Zoo. I'll be fine. People die crossing the road. I'll be fine being a chimp for a week. You die and are forced to relive your life from age 15, but with a choice of a boon. 1, a day to fill up a notebook with all the important stuff to bring with you. Okay, so you don't have any memories past the age of 15. Okay, that seems OP. Like, I'll be able to tell myself so much. Or 2, start 25% stronger and better looking. No. Or start 25% smarter and with 25% better recall. No. Or 25k cash. That's the worst one. 25k cash. No. You can put in a notebook, just buy Bitcoin, and you make way more than that. Who can use going back with 25k? Unless you're like, I don't know, 15 or 16 already. The 25... Actually, no, it doesn't. That's still a shit choice. I pick one of these two if I was, like, 15 or 16. Actually, no, this one was still... Even if I was 16, this one would be better. No, to me, this is the only correct answer. Yeah, definitely. 1 million a year, but every month you are teleported into a zoo as a gorilla for a day. Yeah? That'd be like a nice little holiday. A nice little mini break every month. Hell yeah. 1 million, what? And what? I have to work 1 day a year, and that work is being a gorilla. Sick. Great. The zoo will be random, but only first world countries and or premium zoos will be included. You'll be transported for a day with all your memories and skills, but if anyone finds out you're too smart or human, the deal will end. I can do that. I'm about as smart as a gorilla anyway. The time will be random and you can't tell anyone where you were for that 1 day. I can do that. That's fine. I'll make some bollocks. I was stuck on a train. The train stopped on the tracks, for a whole day. That's not even hard. What, coming up for an excuse for disappearing for 1 day? That's so easy. Unlimited wealth, but no one believes you. You are mailed a debit card. The card has an unlimited balance that can be used anywhere, but no one ever believes you. Every purchase you make will be met with suspicion. You'll be asked to provide ID and you'll be hassled, but eventually you'll be allowed to use your card and it will go through. No one will apologize for the inconvenience and will just look at you with mild disgust. Your card won't work for anyone else, and if you try to explain the situation to them, they won't believe you. Yeah? What? You have unlimited money, but everyone's sort of a bit like, I wonder where he got that from. Yes, easy. I know it'd probably be a bit annoying, like going supermarket and, like, I don't know, being hassled a bit, but honestly, I think the ends justify the means there. It would get very annoying, but, like, as I say, the ends justify the means. Free food button or $100 million. A magical genie gives you 3 options. 1, everyone on the planet plus all newborns are given a free food button. This button creates a delicious chef-made quality meal according to the exact tastes of the presser. Further, these meals are calorically... Sorry, I had to read that one so slow. I've never verbally said that word before. Calorically. And nutritionally tuned to be both nutritionally complete and free button presses, free meals will fulfill your caloric needs for the day. All waste products will magically disappear. The buttons can't be bought, sold, traded, confiscated, lost, or hoarded. Any attempts will end with the button back in your pocket. If you willingly give away your button, one will be available for you immediately at your local library, right next to the new voter kiosk. Okay, right, so it's basically end world hunger. Everyone gets, like, Michelin star meals all the time. It would ruin going out for a nice meal, like a treat Nando's. It would ruin that because you just be able to go, oh, Nando's. I mean, we sort of have that now with Deliveroo. You can just press button and go, oh, no, Nando's now. But it'll be free. So, like, it would feel even less fulfilling than ordering it off Deliveroo. However, I think the ends justify the means here. As everyone can eat, like, a decent amount of food, but going to a restaurant becomes a bit boring and pointless. 2, $100 million and you remain anonymous. 3, $100 billion, and if you're willing to take credit for preventing the existence of the button, it will be demonstrated on every communication channel, and your name and picture will be doxed to the rest of the world. And this isn't just me being, the classic virtue signaling YouTuber. I would probably pick option 1 because I think it's like a thing of, like, no one knows I do this or whatever, but I don't know, it'll make me feel good. And also, like, it's just worth it, innit? Like, everyone in the world can eat, but I'm deprived of $100 million. Yeah, fine. I mean, that's well worth it, I think. Right, well, I'm gonna leave it there for this video. Like and subscribe, or I will take away your infinite food button.